and welcome. You're watching the 7 o'clock news on CNC3. I'm Ria Rambali.
I'm Kijan Haynes.
I am Jatsy Marik with sport.
And I'm Sigoni Mohammed with your weather report.
Let's tell you what's making the news tonight. West Moorings businessman and wife detained. Police confirm the couple is being held as part of an ongoing investigation, but remain tight-lipped on details.
Bandit dressed as Batman and 4 others use a backhoe to break into a Tobago ABM. TNTech threatens legal action against an opposition MP, alleging negligence in failed efforts to recover millions owed by a now-defunct company.
Coming up in sport, the West Indies women lose their 100% record at the T20 World Cup, going down to the home side England at Lord's.
Well, Trinidad and Tobago is still covered by clouds at this time, but just how long will this wet weather last? I'll tell you more in the full forecast.
Businessman Dominic Hadid and his wife have been detained by police after officers executed court-approved search warrants at properties in West Moorings and Transcity.
The detention comes just days after Attorney General John Jeremy warned in Parliament that wealthy individuals who believe their status places them above the law would face the same treatment as any other suspect.
While police have stressed that no charges have been laid and that the investigation remains active, the development has sent shockwaves through the business community. Otto Carrington reports.
Businessman Dominic Hadid and his wife were detained by police on Wednesday after officers executed search warrants at properties in West Moorings and Transcity as part of an ongoing investigation. The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service confirmed in a media release that officers carried out searches on the warrants lawfully issued by the Supreme Court earlier today. According to the TTPS, the duo are assisting investigators with inquiries, but no charges were laid up to news time. Police stress that the execution of a search warrant is a routine investigative procedure and should not be interpreted as a finding of wrongdoing. The police service said all actions were conducted under judicial authority within the parameters of the law, while maintaining respect for the rights and reputational interests of those involved.
TTPS executes search warrants in West Moorings and Transcity. The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service confirms that arising out of an ongoing investigation, officers executed search warrants lawfully issued by the Supreme Court of Judicature at locations in West Moorings and Transcity earlier today. During the execution of these warrants, a couple was detained and are currently assisting investigators with inquiries. No charges have been laid at this time.
When pressed further, ASP Russell was not forthcoming.
As soon as information comes to hand, we will furnish the media with same.
Okay, well, I don't think this will interrupt the investigation. At what time was the warrant executed?
Mr. Jensen, the investigation is
But it was
ongoing.
executed past tense, so what time did you go to the locations and, knock on the door, hi, police, we come to search? What time was that?
Mr. Jensen, we will update you as more information comes to hand.
Operations continued as normal at Hadid's Blue Waters Company when CNC3 News visited earlier on Wednesday. Commenting on the matter, environmental activist and Syrian businessman Gary Aboud said he awaits the outcome.
I don't have enough information to make an informed comment. If I knew the circumstances, I could say something. All I could say now is that I support the pursuit of justice without exception. I support the police officers in the line of duty. Let us see what is the truth, and let us support our men in uniform, regardless of the hurt and the feeling that we might have.
Just recently, Attorney General John Jeremy made a comment in the Parliament regarding certain group of businesses involved in what he said was illicit activities.
Today, I wish to say this. To those persons among us who consider that their wealth allows them guarantees from prosecution and from the attention of law enforcement bodies, we say those days are behind us. you behave as gang members do, you shall be treated in exactly the same way that blue-collar gang members are. If your designation happens to be within the 1%, it happens to be 6, 7, or 8, tetron awaits.
When contacted, several business chambers said they have taken a decision to refrain from commenting on the detention, noting that there is still uncertainty surrounding the matter and too much speculation circulating publicly. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar, Defense Minister Wayne Sturge, and Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander have not responded to our questions on the businessman's detention. Otto Carrington, CNC3 News.
A news just coming to hand. Dominic Hadid and his wife are being represented by senior counsels Gilbert Peterson and Faris Arawi. Government says it is tackling transnational crime head-on.
At the Organization of American States General Assembly in Panama City, Minister Nicholas Morris told delegates the trafficking of firearms, narcotics, and people pose a serious threat to national stability. He credited multilateral cooperation for helping cut crime in TNT over the past year.
Morris also thanked Panama for supporting TNT's successful bid for a United Nations Security Council seat, Security Council seat, saying the country will use its tenure to build consensus on peace and security.
He outlined 3 priorities: curbing the flow of small arms, advancing the women, peace and security agenda, and examining the impact of artificial intelligence on global security.
Mr. President, in defending our democratic systems, we must also confront the scourge of transnational organized crime, criminal networks, and other institutions which weaken democracy. This is why we have worked in Trinidad and Tobago alongside our hemispheric partners through multilateralism to confront the scourge of narcotics, leading to a 42% reduction in crime in Trinidad and Tobago over the past year.
Morris said democracy in the Americas cannot survive on institutions alone, but depends on improving the lives of citizens.
He stressed that no country can confront these challenges in isolation and called for firm multilateralism to defend democracy and stability across the region.
Criminologist Dr. Randy C. Prasad says the recent United Kingdom Home Office reports revelation that there are 186 gangs with approximately 1,750 members operating in Trinidad and Tobago was not intended to be a criticism.
Instead, he says it was designed to help UK authorities assess asylum claims from TNT nationals who cite gang violence as a reason for seeking protection. The report says gangs were linked to nearly 44% of murders in 2024 and about 1/3 of murders last year. It also identified major gang groupings and noted the rise of splinter gangs and independent criminal networks. Dr. C. Prasad says the figures contained in the report are based on credible and well-documented sources, including intelligence reports and previous research on gangs in the country.
The report is simply an attempt to say this is what we are looking for, this is what we are going to assess your asylum claim based on, and anything that doesn't fall within those particular parameters is something that just wouldn't fit to be a credible threat to be considered for asylum in the United Kingdom. So it is a document that is of value to immigration lawyers in the UK.
Meanwhile, social activist and former Police Service Commission member Pastor Clive Dottin says gangs are part of a wider criminal network fueled by the lucrative drug trade. He says disputes over profits, territory, and leadership often lead to gangs splintering into smaller groups, creating increased competition and violence.
This country is in for a rough ride, and that is what has been happening. We're in for a rough ride. So therefore, we must have the courage, we must have the faith in God, all right? And we must have assistance from those countries that are more developed and have greater level of competency that we have to fight this demonic monster.
The UK report also states that gangs are involved in crimes ranging from drug and weapons trafficking to kidnappings, extortion, armed robbery and fraud.
It further estimates that 57% of the population was exposed to gang violence during the first 9 months of 2024.
Well, in light of the UK report, today we asked, do you think the authorities are doing enough to dismantle criminal gangs?
Here's what you told us.
Yes, I think they are trying.
They are trying their best. But the crime situation and everything like that and gang situation have to be dealt with internal. Meaning Trinidad people have to deal with that. Can't bring in foreigners because a foreigner will know exactly where to go to source the real problem.
No, I don't think that we're doing enough, but inherently we as a people need to be the first stop. So if you see something, say something, because we can't just depend on the police to clean up the country. We have to be the first ones to do it. Within our own neighborhoods, within our towns, within our cities, we have to be the ones to start, so.
To me, like every day, it have something new. Some murder, some kidnapping, house invasion. So I don't think they're doing enough, no.
No.
Why not?
They're not together. Communication between government, police, and community supposed to work. We're not having that.
I want to say we're doing enough, but we're doing what we could for now. But I don't want to say we're doing enough because there's always more that can be done.
The Electricity Commission, TNTEC, is threatening legal action against Port of Spain South MP Keith Scotland and attorney Keisha Kidd Hannibal over their representation of the now-defunct Flavorite Foods.
In a pre-action letter sent today, TNTEC's lawyers, led by senior counsel Annan Ramlogan, accused the two of professional negligence, breach of contract, and deceit. The claims stem from 3 failed lawsuits between 2022 and 2024 to recover $2.4 million in arrears from the now-defunct Flavorite Foods. The commission says 2 cases were struck out because default judgments were never sought, while a 3rd was dismissed for improper service and failure to explain the earlier matters. TNTEC has given the attorneys 28 days to accept or deny liability before filing suit. The move follows allegations raised in Parliament last week by Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar. Scotland has denied wrongdoing, saying he has documentary proof of his innocence and confirmed he received the letter. He says his lawyers will respond in due course.
Still to come in the news, the search for missing businessman Kelvin Samaru enters another day as investigators track his last known movements.
A growing rift between the Works Ministry and regional corporations comes to light. Officials say they've had enough of what they call degrading treatment.
Coming up in sport, the West Indies Test match captain calls his batsmen to action ahead of the first test with Sri Lanka.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your nice car get damaged bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. Don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry. If your house get flooded out real bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you.
Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
A daring ABM heist in Tobago in the dead of night sounds like a scene straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster. But for residents in Plymouth, Tobago, it was a terrifying reality.
A crew of bandits, including one appeared to be dressed as Batman, used a stolen backhoe to tear into a First Citizens ABM. But as Stefan Nicholas reports, the heist did not go as planned.
A daring ATM heist in Plymouth on Tuesday night has left Tobagonians in shock. 5 bandits, one of them dressed as Batman, tried to rob a First Citizens ATM. Police say bandits first held up 3 estate constables at the THA facility in Qualon and stole a backhoe and van. They then drove less than 3 kilometers to Shelbourne Street. Using the arm of the backhoe, the thieves broke the wall of the building and dislodged the vault in mere minutes. However, CCTV footage showed the Cape bandit and the others struggling to lift the vault onto the getaway van. After 10 minutes, the frustrated thieves jumped into the vehicle without the loot and escaped. Police found the stolen van abandoned on Adventure Trace.
Residents upstairs the ATM outlet said they heard a loud bang around 2 a.m. and thought it was an accident. However, a second loud thud shook the entire building and scared occupants. Police were contacted, but they weren't able to intercept the thieves in time. The incident has left the entire area shaken, with some describing it as a movie. One shopkeeper nearby told CNC3 News she's now worried her burglar proof is not enough.
Well, I have burglar proof in my shop, but you see how they get to the ATM? They can't get to anywhere. Anywhere could be broken into.
Plymouth residents insist the bandits are outsiders, saying villagers would never commit such a crime. And with the closest ATM now at Pleasant Prospect, residents say it is a huge inconvenience.
I came to check to see if I get my salary, and I saw this backhoe and the machine break down. That puts Plymouth very bad, and Plymouth is a good place.
While most residents have condemned the act, they believe the brazenness shows how desperate people have become.
The way the economy going now, people make up their mind to do whatever to get that money.
Police say they are reviewing CCTV footage of the incident and investigations are ongoing. Plymouth electoral representative Kern Alexis could not be reached for comment up to news time. Stefan Nicholas, CNC3 News.
A Tobago man is currently hospitalized after being shot opposite the port in Scarborough last night.
According to reports, the man was in the company of friends along the corner of Dutchfort and Milford Roads when he was approached by a gunman and shot in his leg. He was taken to Scarborough General Hospital, where he remains warded in stable condition. The shooting is the second in the island's capital in less than 2 months. One man, who asked not to be named, blamed the government for the incident and believes crime is escalating.
Kamala making some payback pay because here what's going on, this going media today and the people and them can't take it no more. Tobago was never like this, and everybody telling you who vets lost. This place going to come more terrible right now with more bloodshed to share here. And this place with the man showing here today is a blight right now, and more killing going to take place.
Police say investigations are continuing. Homicides have climbed by 50% in the North Central Division, but police say serious crimes overall are down by 9%.
At today's weekly briefing, Senior Superintendent Vernley Gift credited astute policing and preventive detention orders under the state of emergency for helping drive that reduction. Pressed on the rise in murders, Gift explained that most of the increase came from non-gang related killings.
What we have observed in the North Central Division with regards to the homicides that we have recorded thus far is that most of the homicides, the motive behind most of the homicides are because of altercation and disputes among people.
He noted the division will rely on its community initiatives and reach out to various institutions for conflict resolution tips to share with residents.
Gift added that the police executed warrants for maintenance orders valued at over $1 million in his division for the year.
Police are examining CCTV footage, hoping for a lead in the search for missing businessman Calvin Samaru.
The 51-year-old proprietor of Copyright Stationery Supplies in San Fernando was last seen on Friday night along Union Road. Information reaching CNC3 News indicates CCTV footage captured a man outside his business on Friday afternoon, pacing and speaking on a phone, before leaving around 4 p.m. and returning later that day. Investigators believe he may have gone home before receiving a call that led him to leave again that night. His vehicle was later tracked using GPS and found on Lagoon Road in Barrackpore before it was found abandoned. Search teams continue operations in southern Trinidad, checking areas in Gasparillo and Williamsville. Technical officers from the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure are refusing to attend local government coordinating meetings, citing disrespectful and degrading treatment by elected regional corporation representatives. The issue emerged today during a sitting of Parliament's Joint Select Committee examining the performance of municipal corporations with a particular focus on road repairs and maintenance. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure, Ian Ramdahin, said officers have repeatedly complained about being verbally berated and unfairly blamed for issues that fall outside the ministry's direct responsibility.
As a chairman of a regional corporation which carries a political status, talking down and degrading the officers at the meeting, blaming us for roads that we don't really manage. And the officers keep coming back to us complaining, they don't like how they're being treated and respected at these meetings.
But committee member and former local government representative Vandana Mohit offered a different perspective. She suggested that tensions may stem from frustration over unresolved requests rather than outright abuse.
The political arm becomes a little bit frustrated and they may ask the question, well, this is the third or fourth time I'm requesting this and I'm not getting a response. I don't see that as abuse.
Superior Mayor Dudnath Meru said he regularly attends local government coordinating meetings and has never witnessed the kind of verbal abuse or disrespect that Ramdahin says his technical officers have been subjected to.
Less than 2 weeks before CARICOM leaders meet in St. Lucia, a legal opinion by UE law professor Rajendra Ramlogan says there is a substantial legal basis to challenge the reappointment of Secretary General Dr. Carla Barnett.
The 48-page opinion argues that the decision may have breached the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas because it was made during a heads of government retreat rather than a formal conference, which allegedly excluded designated representatives. Ramlogan also questioned whether the reappointment was ever formally confirmed and raised concerns that Barnett's involvement in the discussions on attendance created an appearance of compromise and partiality. The Prime Minister is yet to announce if she will attend the next CARICOM heads meeting in St. Lucia from July 5th to the 8th.
In business news, government is reaffirming its reliance on the private sector to drive economic growth as it pushes to diversify beyond oil and gas and expand non-energy contributions to GDP.
And Trinidad and Tobago is strengthening regional energy ties with new private sector partnerships aimed at unlocking opportunities across the Southern Caribbean.
Geisha Carlessa Alonso has the details in tonight's Business Watch.
Minister of Trade, Investment and Tourism Satya Karma Maharaj says the state's role is not to run businesses but to create the right environment for them to succeed. He stressed that the ministry remains focused on facilitating investment and improving the ease of doing business.
We are focused on the diversification of the economy beyond oil and gas. The government does not get involved and does not want to get involved in private sector business. That's the private sector. Our role is to facilitate the private sector, and we are focused on that.
On the ongoing state of emergency, the minister maintains there has been no disruption to commercial activity.
I think the business community understands that an inhibitor to investment, local and foreign, and for growth is the crime situation, and appreciate any effort that is being taken to alleviate the crime situation.
The minister was speaking to members of the media following the official launch of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce's event on Wednesday, which saw nominations open for its Champions of Business Awards 2026 under the theme In the Spirit of Excellence. This year, the TNT Chamber introduces Caribbean Services Exporter of the Year as a new category. President of the TNT Chamber, Karen Yupchok, says by recognizing excellence, the program aims to inspire businesses and elevate performance and contribute meaningfully to national development.
We remain committed to recognizing the significant role and contributions of outstanding businesses to our national development and economic growth, encouraging local enterprises to continuously evolve.
The Champions of Business Awards will take place on November 4th and will honor 8 award categories. In other business news, the Energy Chamber has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Suriname Energy Chamber, marking a major step in cross-border collaboration. The agreement signed during the Suriname Energy, Oil and Gas Summit earlier this week brings both organizations together to deepen cooperation in energy sector development, knowledge sharing, and local content growth. Under the MOU, the chambers will work jointly on investment promotion, regional policy development, and activities such as research and industry events. The chamber adds this partnership is key to ensuring that local businesses benefit from emerging energy opportunities across the region. And now for a look at today's energy and forex prices. Geisha Kawlesa Alonso, CNC3 Business Watch.
All right, still to come in the news, a Roman Catholic priest points to an increase in poverty in Port of Spain.
Saharan dust haze is making a wicked comeback across the region. I've got all the details for you after the break.
Lucozade, bring the energy. Unbeatable taste, new look.
Smells nice while washing, but when you use the new Downy Intense fabric softener with its new multi-capsule fragrance, it releases an intense scent that lasts twice as long. With the new Downy Intense, you'll enjoy a rich and delightful fragrance that keeps you feeling fresh 24/7.
Discover your favorite treat with Casey Candy Gummies. Sweet or sour, dive into a wave of fun shapes and flavors. Our halal gummies are made with fruit juices, and every bite is packed with fun, chewiness, and pure deliciousness. Perfect for an everyday snack, birthday parties, or lunch boxes. Make your snack time irresistible. And enjoy your day with Casey Gummies.
The Employers Consultative Association is calling on the government to consider structured training programs to help young people transition from school into the workplace as part of efforts to tackle youth unemployment in the country.
The recommendation was made during a JSC into youth unemployment and underemployment today. ECA's Vice Chairman Neil Derrick told the committee that youth unemployment is not simply about job availability.
Instead, ECA says the issue is tied to deeper structural problems, including skills mismatch, workforce readiness, and weak school-to-work transition systems.
We believe that this is a big issue, the issue of youth unemployment. It is not is simple one. We think the school to work transition, if we create a very solid framework, that's a place I think that we could all find areas to support. And we will continue to encourage our members because we think they will significantly benefit from any of these structured training programs that provide persons ready for work.
The committee also raised concerns about the growing impact of artificial intelligence on entry-level jobs, with stakeholders warning that AI could soon transform the future of work in Trinidad and Tobago. Father Martin Sergiu says economic hardship is being felt across Port of Spain. He made the comment during an interfaith service at the Cathedral of Immaculate Conception today as the City Corporation celebrated its 112th anniversary. Father Sergiu reminded the congregation that while financial strain is being felt across the globe, it's hitting especially hard here in the capital.
I'm working in Port of Spain for the past 8 years. And more people are hungry this year compared with the other years that I've been here. More people coming for food and things like that.
Speaking with reporters following a post-parade ceremony at City Hall, Port of Spain, Mayor Chinua Allen said he and other members of the corporation have also observed similar increases in persons seeking financial aid.
My colleagues who are councillors, they have also seen an increase in persons coming to their office in their electoral districts, looking for support, whether it be for hampers or you know, for anything food related. So there's definitely that happening.
During the interfaith service, concerns were also raised over cleanliness in the city, a problem that Allen acknowledged has been challenging to the authorities.
Now time for the weather report with Sigonia Mohammed. Sigonia, I came here prepared to talk about feeling under the weather, but there was an earthquake earlier, like right before news, that kind of shook everything out of me.
Well, there actually wasn't one earthquake today. There were two. One just after 4 p.m., which was 4.1, and then the one just after 6 p.m., which we all would have felt, which was a 7.1. So it was up there, very close to Venezuela, and because of our proximity, we would have felt it, but there's no tsunami watch or warning in effect, so that's some good news there. Right. So, yeah, but what else is happening? Let me tell you and let me show you as well, because right now we still have wet weather. So even though Ria is a little bit under the weather, we are all still pretty much under that at this point because we're covered by cloud for Trinidad and Tobago, lingering moisture from a passing tropical wave, and we have another one moving in right now. So we'll be seeing a little bit more moisture and instability pushing through into our forecast for the rest of the evening. That means partly cloudy to cloudy skies. We've got showers moving in a few areas. Some areas will be settled though, so not everywhere will experience the same weather conditions. The cloudiness, yes, but in terms of the showers, that will be moving across the islands within varying intensities, and it will be a bit on the warm side. Notice our temperatures are in the mid-20s tonight, so you won't really be pulling the covers. Now, that's not all that we've got happening in the forecast. We also have a massive plume of Saharan dust. That's this brown area, but we're seeing that darkness setting across. Let me show you a different view so that you can know and understand what we're working with here. All of this, that reddish orange hue in your satellite imagery this evening, that's Saharan dust just waiting to push into Trinidad and Tobago, and that is going to happen for us overnight into tomorrow morning. And this Saharan dust plume is going to dry us out a little bit for the next couple of days before another tropical wave moves into the picture, and that's going to happen into the weekend ahead. So it gets wetter as we move into the days in the future, but what we're seeing right now is that tomorrow into Friday, it is going to be all about the heat returning to the islands, warm, sunny conditions, and a lot of Saharan dust haze, which for those of you who have respiratory symptoms and issues, you have to have the inhalers and relievers on hand because you're going to need it, especially where the change in the atmosphere is going to occur. In Tobago, it's a similar spell: sunshine, dust haze, a significant amount of it, and then into the weekend, showers and thunderstorms do return, so have the umbrellas on hand for when that comes back into the picture. But right now, let's focus on what's happening in the short term. For those of you heading offshore, conditions are still choppy within the nearshore areas, so take note as our wind speeds are still packing a punch. Moderate to strong low-level winds are at play at this time, so if you have a marine interest, exercise a bit of caution. The only thing steady here will be our wind flow, and that's the direction of the wind, so be mindful of that. into the next couple of days, the next 24 hours, it's not too bad. We still have some scattered showers at play, which will reduce your visibility, and Saharan dust, which will reduce your visibility even more. And then come Friday, spring tide comes back into effect, unfortunately. So we've got a lot going on, a lot of reasons to exercise extra caution, offshore especially, and for those of you on land, again, relievers, inhalers on hand, on your person at all times when you're commuting and conducting your daily activities for the dust.
Thank you. I have mine in my pocket right now.
Your pocket. Yes, he does. He does.
Thank you so much, Sigoni. Still to come in the news. Tonight, we head to China to see how hospitals are blending acupuncture and traditional therapies with cutting-edge healthcare.
Get a loan at Bremont. The process is simple. Fast and efficient approvals. Receive funds within 24 hours once approved. And no penalty for early repayment. Located at 4 Gala Street, Woodbrook. Remember, we like to lend.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Trinry. Premier insurance coverage for less.
Only BioStrath gives your body more than 60 of the essential nutrients it needs every day in a product that's 100% natural for stronger immunity, enhanced focus, increased energy and stamina. BioStrath. Get what you need naturally.
What if we each took one small action today that could have big impact tomorrow? What if one family took a stand to reduce waste in our landfills? What if one school made a choice that can lead to a greener Trinidad and Tobago? When you recycle glass, you create jobs, reduce waste, save resources, and help preserve our environment. Glass bottles and jars are 100% recyclable and can be reused indefinitely. Recycle your glass and join the Glass Loop movement today.
Welcome back. China has developed a well-earned reputation for creating the latest tech, yet it remains a country that is proud of its heritage.
This is evident in its dual approach to health. Its scientists continue to create machines that can improve medical diagnosis and treatment, but those hypermodern innovations are allowed to exist alongside traditional treatments.
Suyini Gray gets a taste.
Wellness Wednesday, brought to you by BioStrath. Get what you need naturally.
The pinnacle of modern medicine is often characterized as high-tech and anchored in science. But China seems to believe it can continue to pursue the latest advances in medical science while embracing traditional forms of healing. Dr. Jiang Yang is a clinical doctor based at the acupuncture department at the affiliated Traditional Chinese Medicine Hospital of Southwest Medical University in Sichuan, where they regularly combine traditional and modern medical treatments to treat a range of ailments.
We will consider this week how Western medicine can resolve. They only use chemical drugs and some surgical operation. So we will think about the Chinese medicine way. So we will suggest make a consultation with the doctor first. Any sensation?
These traditional treatments include the use of herbal teas, cupping, gua sha, and acupuncture.
This is another Okay, these 2 points, these 2 acupoints just for neck pain and headache. Okay. Do you have any sensation?
I can attest that despite my expressions here, it wasn't as painful as it was uncomfortable, especially as the muscles on the left side of my neck seemed to have been very sore, but I was intrigued and not scared away from the experience. We found my colleague Marianne Ali from Belize receiving gua sha massage to her leg, but her treatment started with acupuncture.
One of the needles felt as if though it pierced a nerve
So it kind of shocked.
Okay.
But it's something I could withstand. Mm-hmm. They didn't leave the needles in for very long. This part is kind of painful because, it's applying pressure to everything.
It was interesting seeing traditional treatments in a hospital setting and not simply in a beauty salon reduced to its aesthetic benefits. And Western hospitals are increasingly including holistic techniques in their care packages. In Trinidad and Tobago, art therapy, including music, has been available within the public health system for years. This approach aligns with the World Health Organization Traditional Medicine Strategy 2025 to 2034, which seeks to integrate evidence-based traditional medical practices into global health systems. Soini Gray, CNC3 News, Sichuan, China.
Wellness Wednesday.